Namaste or Sitaram. Dr. Raj the Hindu, Dr. Raj the Kshatriya from Trinidad. As a young man growing up, I would hear at these katha and pujas and yajnas and whatnot, different stories from the Ramayana or the Bhagavad Gita. But in my heart, I always knew they were not stories. They were real. You can feel it. And from the explanation that was given, you could understand that. I am no scholar, but I can tell you, I know what's right and I know what's wrong. I know what's the truth. I can feel it within myself. So when I hear these various stories from the Ramayana, and I'm using the stories here loosely, I would feel a sense of spirituality within me. Tears would come to my eyes. It makes me very emotional. And I knew these things were real. But of course, in the 60s and 70s and 80s, 90s, there was nothing to confirm these things that we were reading. It was simply books that we had. And from these books, you'll get all these different versions and stories of Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, and everything else. But there was a sense of yearning within me to find out the truth at all times. So the only thing we had was encyclopedias written by Englishmen. And the books, some of it was not even translated as yet. But from those that were translated that I have read, and I have not read extensively, but I have read a lot, I would like to read some more. I started to feel an inner yearning to learn more. With the advent of the internet, and of course, India in the 60s, 70s, and before that, for 1,000 years was considered to be a poor country, a country with no history, a country that is to be invaded and raped and robbed and plundered. So we were always made to feel inferior if you came from India. But in my heart, I knew India was a powerful country, and I knew one day it will rise above everything else. And I've lived to see that. Today, India, with a prime minister like Modi, a great man like Modi, there's so much about India we are learning today. There's so much historical information that is being disseminated to us about the Ramayana, about the Bhagavad Gita, and all the other things that we have in our books. So now, the books and stories are no longer stories, it's historical facts. And those historical facts, if it was something that was found in Egypt or another country, they'll say, this is archaeological facts, history. But because it is found in India, it is mythology, or as the Indians would say, mythology. But it's no myth, it's no mai, it's real. The information that you can get from India today, the things that are confirmed and reconfirmed, not only by scientists from Western nation, but from the global South, from India. These things are powerful. Stories from Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, which was India. There was no country called Pakistan 75 years ago. And remember that, neither was Bangladesh, Afghanistan. Stories, now archaeological facts have been found in Indonesia, Bali, Cambodia, you name it. So Sanatan Dharma is not something that came about yesterday. It wasn't invented by no man. It was sent by the gods. Sanatan Dharma is eternal. Sanatan Dharma is the truth. So we as Hindus, all the young Hindus out there, male, female, parents, grandparents, children, research. And when you research and you have an analytical mind, as I do, you'll realize that we don't have a Nancy story or a fantasy for religion. We have facts, historical, archaeological facts that Sanatan Dharma existed from time immemorial to this day. Sitaram. Om Shanti.